Now, there's more here that I could fully explain, but you have to understand that we start off in the Garden of Eden, and of course the Garden of Eden, we're dealing with the creation story, and in the creation story in Genesis, we get the lesser light, the moon, and the greater light, which is the sun. Now, I didn't translate this for you in perspective from the scripture here, but I need to do it right now. Remember, I told you that these lights represent the stones of fire, and that the stones of fire represent the individual planetary suns and moons. And I've said that to you before on many other videos before. And what we have here is, look at this, my friends, and it says, thou hast walked, and I'm sorry it's not focusing here. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. Now we have Lucifer in the midst of the stones of fire, which is the representation here for Lucifer, okay, the symbolic representation. And then we have the declaration that he's going to be destroyed, okay, his essence, and that he's going to be cast to the ground and will lay thee before the kings. Now what we have right here is we have the Antichrist, which is the physical manifestation, which is all the way here at the bottom. Remember, he shall be cast down. And here he is at the very bottom, which is fitting because he can only reveal himself when he's in this New World Order, which is this material illusion here. Now, let's look at something that is really the deal sealer here in a lot of ways. And we find the reasons why Lucifer is being cast down in this essence all the way from Eden. And I'm telling you that this goes all the way through time to the ending of the second cup. And you know, the first cup was brought down with terror. And now look at this, the way that this is worded. And they that know thee among the people shall be astonished at thee. Thou shalt be a terror, and never shalt thou be any more. Remember how all of this manifests itself and comes from the original temptation, which is symbolized as the apple, which is the merchandise, which is the knowledge of good and evil that comes from heaven, that fallen knowledge from heaven, i.e. the rebels. These rebel ones, my friends. And then we know now that symbolically this judgment on Babylon is also representing a symbolic judgment on Lucifer himself. And then we see this related as thou shalt be a terror no more. Well, the 911 event, which is symbolizing by being two towers, is symbolizing both cups. Even though both towers have come down at once, it's still symbolizing there's a second cup left to go. That's part of the confusion. You think two towers, it's already happened. The two towers themselves are the symbol for two events, which those events represent and symbolize the partaking of the knowledge of good and evil, which is the representation of the apple, which morphs, manifests into the big apple. So we're seeing the fall of the big apple, which is the fall of the manifestation of Lucifer in the daughter Eve, being symbolized as the virgin daughter until she has been corrupted and turns into the whore that rides the beast, which is the temptation, which is the merchandise. Take it all in because it's there. So here we have, even fittingly, that all of this ends with terror. All of this ends with terror, and exactly on our picture does this end with terror, with Babylon fading out. And we have the supreme symbol of terror, and even for Satan here, which a lot of people are equating his number to 11 right now. So these two very dark lines that are reflective right here, which are being symbolic of everything that I've already told you. The 911 event, which is the first and second cup. First cup's already happened. Second cup has not. It's in the illusion with the New World Order as the symbol for the beginning of it at its fall.